Hello again. Welcome back to 9 Years in China. Old Teacher Kenny, the old guy. I'm losing all my hair. It's falling out. But welcome back. I hope you've been watching a few videos and just enjoy some of the little things that I talk about. Stories and my thoughts about being in China. Today is kind of an addition to my last video where we talked about failing students. And sometimes you have to. But today we're going to talk about discipline a little bit. Now in China, education is really, really serious. And if a student is caught doing cheating or which they cheat like crazy. That's a whole nother topic right there. Oh my gosh, I got to do a video on cheating. Cheating in China is hilarious. But if they're goofing off in class, they're misbehaving, things like that, it's taken very seriously. Now, when I was in Shangzhou, my third city, on Fridays I would go to a middle school, and I would teach. I could teach all day in a middle school and make a lot of money for being a teacher, and that's how I paid for my computer. But anyhow, I was in there one day, and some little boy had not been passing his test and whatnot. And I was in the teacher lounge, and this little boy is probably grade 7. He's middle school, so he's grade. I think he was grade 7. But teachers came in. I'm in there eating lunch, and teachers come in and they're sitting around, and they told me, the one that spoke English said, we got to have a talk with this student. Basically, to sit back and enjoy was their message to me. And then the mother came in with the little boy, and they proceeded to chastise him to no end. His teachers ate him alive, and the mother was reinforcing all this suggestions, all this like, oh my God, you did that, all this kind of these things. And this kid is bawling his eyes out. I mean, they are verbally abusing the kid. He must have been doing some bad stuff. But they literally were raking him over the coals, and it was a powerful message. I promise you that boy probably never did anything like that again. It was, if they did that in America, the teachers they'd probably be in jail, maybe, just the way they were doing it. But I could tell it was working. So anyhow, discipline, they take it seriously if you misbehave in China. Now for me, teaching college students, it's a little different. They're young men and women. They're grown-ups basically, but they're still, my post-grads, they were all 22, 23, 24, whatever. And so usually what happens in my classes, and they still do this, the boys will sit in one part of the room usually, and the girls will sit in another part of the room. And the boys, if they're in a goof off or I don't care mood, they're usually watching basketball or something on their telephone, or they may be just getting really rowdy talking, and thinking I don't understand what they're saying, and sometimes I do and sometimes I didn't. But from time to time, and the girls, if the girls are acting bad, it's usually something totally different. They're probably, if I got on to a girl, it's usually because she was stuck in her telephone shopping on Taobao, a big online, superstore, that they all buy from. And that's usually what the girls are doing, Now, every once in a while they get in a group and they're just incessantly yakking about something, but it's usually the boys. But what I learned about discipline, the first time I would catch them doing something, I might try to make them lose face a little bit. I might grab a telephone out of a boy's hand as I'm walking around class. They think I'm not looking, and maybe he's looking at a picture of a pretty girl, and I just show everybody, you know, and everybody starts laughing, you know. But I get my message across, you know, pay attention in class. Same way if I catch some girl, you know, not paying attention and she's trying to shop on her telephone, then sometimes it gets carried a little further, you know, maybe they're being extra naughty for one reason or the other. And then if it's a class as a whole, I can bark really loud. And if I tell them to shut up or do this or do that, and I have to do it, it is loud and ferocious. And usually that gets the message across. But every once in a while, you got to have a one-on-one with whoever's instigating the trouble. Understand, most Chinese students are wonderful kids, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful kids. But you're going to have a spell where you got to deal with somebody. And then I would drag them out in the hall. And every time I would take a student out in the hall to have a talk, I would either go get a Chinese teacher or one of my really good students. I always wanted somebody that spoke good English and they understood exactly what I was saying to this student. That way, at least two people knew what was going on. And I would proceed to get my message across. And usually, if I had a Chinese teacher with me, they would chastise the student, you know, because they knew if it was serious enough, I had to drag them out in the hall and go get the teacher to hear me talk to the student. They knew it was serious anyhow. And the Chinese teacher can be relentless also, you know, and I'm bad enough, you know, if I'm angry at the student for doing something, I can bark, but usually the message, if you take somebody out in the hall, they got the message loud and clear because they knew they might be in danger of failing your class also. So you hold that over their head. So boy or girl, if I ever had to drag somebody out in the hall, I always had a witness to whatever I was saying. And that's the best way to do that. But sometimes you have to. It doesn't matter what age they are. Just sometimes there's got to be a little bit of discipline, and it is what it is. So just know that the Chinese take it really, really serious. And as a foreign teacher, you know, you're not there to stir the pot up. Every once in a while, you have to. You got to make sure that you are the boss, and they are not. And just play in class. Just do what we're doing, and you're going to have a heck of a good time. So, anyhow, it does happen, and discipline is discipline. But have a great day, and I hope I get to see you again soon. Okay? I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Take care. White Jin.